my friends, super excited, happy about this post. My gosh, it feels like there's nothing going on in the community right now, and it's just been dead ever since the last Grand Arena Championship ended, and so thank goodness we've got something here, and there's some good positive things in this post about Grand Arena Championships that I want to talk about. A little bit is kind of wait and see as well, but the biggest, most obvious glaring positive I see is obviously we are moving full steam ahead with the new Grand Arena Championships. It's going to start next week. Hallelujah. I was really worried with all this cheating controversy and all of that it could be like Tournaments 2.0 and have it just tossed out of the game. Really happy to see that the devs are not doing that. If they do it, I don't think they do it this fast anyway, but I thought there might be a big lull before the next run while they figure that out. Happy to see that we're moving forward with a new one, and they do hit on cheating in this post. And so let's break down the finer details of this. This is from Crumb, and he says that the Grand Arena Championships wrapped up. And just a reminder that this is an exhibition, and so a lot of these decisions here we already pretty much knew this was going to happen based on the fact it was an exhibition, by the way, and so I don't really have a lot of problem with, for example, they're going to be resetting your championship score, your lifetime score. Great, that's fine. They said they were going to do that. Some other things I have a little bit more feedback on. But the exhibition gave everyone a chance to try out the new mode, gave us an opportunity to find lots of small bugs and several big ones, cheating, and get your feedback on the next steps for the mode. We gathered a ton of data around matchup scoring feats and making some changes for the first non-exhibition Grand Arena Championship. The NEGAC. The last one was the EGAC, now it's the NEGAC. Stay tuned for the NEEGAC. Grand Arena is obviously a big topic of conversation around the studio as well, and I want to share what we've been discussing and thinking about. Top areas of discussion are ensuring that matchmaking is fair and feels fun. I'm really happy to see that's on the top of the list. Integrity of scoring in the leaderboard, also good. Monitoring, investigating, and removing cheaters. Very good. And fixing technical issues such as crashes, tiebreakers, and soft locks. So what's next? We've been in the middle of taking a short break from championships. I'm glad it's short. They mentioned here we're going to be getting back to that next week. Please note that you will keep. Hold on, where does it say that? We've scheduled. Oh yeah, here it is. We've scheduled the next Grand Arena Championship for next week, which will include some matchmaking changes. So stay tuned for what those are. Bug fixes, anti-cheat improvements. Now, we're going to talk about that in a minute. I read over briefly what they wrote, and I didn't see much specific there, but this is kind of wait and see. But they're talking about it, so, that's improvement. And new titles and portraits. I don't care. I don't care about titles and portraits. That's just me personally. I just don't care. Now, skins, if you give us skins, I care about that. Please note that you will not keep, or you will keep any Grand Arena shipment tokens, previously earned, but there will be a one-time reset of all lifetime championship points. And so it's just a one-time. After this, it should be consistent. We're going to gain it forever. I think that's fine. Some people might, especially if you finish number one, I have a problem with that, but they said they're going to do this, so I've got no problem with this. In terms of league status, this is something I do take a bit of an issue with. All players will be reset back to Carbonite at the start of each championship. And you will not be able to access items and shipments that require you to have reached a higher league. I don't like two things about this. Number one, I don't like going all the way to the beginning every time. I battled all the way up to the Erodium League. I was pretty close to Kyber, didn't quite make it because I had a couple dumb losses. But I get that we're going to need to reset, but I feel like maybe take us back to the second league, if you made it up, just don't knock us all the way back to the beginning every time, but, I guess you get rewards as you go up, so I can respect that, but, so that I think from a player standpoint, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I can kind of see where they're doing it, so I don't love it, but maybe I'll learn to respect it. Although I wish that you wouldn't fall as far all the way back, but not restricting us from being able to buy stuff in this. Like, come on. Once you reach those higher leagues, just let us buy those items and shipments. It's just annoying that you're going to have an uncontrollable period of time where you can't buy it because you're going to be reset every time. I think that's a really annoying decision, in my opinion, from a player standpoint. We got some new titles and portraits. Players asked for a better way to show off their accomplishments in championships, and so they're going to do that. We got 4 new portraits coming. We got Enduring Eclipse, which is complete the Take a Seat fleet, which is win a fleet arena battle using the Endurance. Clone Troopers, 3 of a kind feat. Enter a grand arena battle with at least 3 Clone Troopers and win. That's a cool portrait. And then let's see here. Fleet Commanders, complete the Fleet Commander feat, which is 15 arena battles. Woo! That's a feat indeed for me. Separatists, complete the Divide and Conquer feat, which is win a grand arena battle with a squad of Separatist characters. And then that's it. So yeah, that's cool. I mean, portraits to me are just like, all right, whatever. The Peter Mayhew one's the one that I like the best. We've also added some new titles, and so you got Premier Kyber Champion, which is to be the Premier Champion. That's a dope title. You know, if you ever get there, I probably never will. Kyber Contender, finish a championship in the Kyber League top 10, basically. Kyber Combatant, so to finish in the Kyber League outside the top 10, so basically just everything but the top 10 in Kyber. Armored and Chromium, finish a championship in Chromium League, so basically just based on where you finish. Matchmaking and scoring changes. This is going to be important. So, division-specific matchmaking. The first big change is that matchmaking now includes division. So, basically now division means something, because before it meant like nothing. Like, why did we even have divisions? Players should no longer encounter opponents outside their division. I think this is a win. We will be monitoring how these changes impact matchups in the next championship, blah, blah, blah. Tiebreakers. This, I hate how we decide tiebreakers. I think it's dumb. But anyway, tiebreakers have been a consistent point of confusion and frustration. Previously, in cases where banners were exactly even, the winner was determined by a player with the higher matchmaking score we used for matchmaking. This isn't something that is visible in the client or easy to calculate off the top of your head, and in order to be more clear and easier to understand the next championship, we'll use only the total GP to determine ties. We also fixed a rare bug that was causing ties to sometimes be randomly chosen. So I don't know. I guess I don't know how else to do that, but I just feel like if it's a tie, I think that both should get first place. That's just my personal opinion. At least first place rewards. Maybe it randomly chooses who gets the win for the purposes of the bracket. But that's just me. Non-participation. This is a big win. This might be the thing that I am the most happy about in this post. Lastly, no-shows have been an issue. Blah, blah, blah. And so basically, they're going to penalize you for joining and then not showing. Going forward, we are going to be discouraging signing up and not participating by removing all points you would have earned, either win or loss, if you do not participate in the round at all. How do you like us now, you punks? You will receive an inbox message explaining that you did not participate and will not receive any score or rewards for this round. No more joining and freeloading, guys. That's great. I love this. Now, we got a message on cheating here. This is kind of a whole lot of nothing that I saw. It's basically just saying that this is important, so I'll read it. Cheating has been a hot subject in the community. Really? Yeah, it's been hot. Recently, all around the office since the game's inception. I think it's interesting. They say it's been a hot subject since the game's inception, which to me, I'm happy to see it's a priority then for a long time, but it's also kind of like, man, why are we still having these issues if it's been a hot subject for almost 4 years? Anyway, it is critical that we continue to work on identifying, preventing, and taking swift action against hackers. Thank you. We have a zero tolerance for any kinds of cheating, especially in Grand Arena Championships. But I don't know why especially. I'd say especially any PvP. It should be all PvP that's especially on. But there is more to do, agreed, and we need additional proactive ways of pinpointing ne'er-do-wells in our game. I've never heard that phrase. Unfortunately, there is no single solution to solve this issue, which is true, and I'm happy they're acknowledging that because it is going to take a lot. And it will be an ongoing effort from our side to persistently root out malicious tools. We've heard your feedback and requests on the issue, but it will take time to implement some of the suggestions we received. I hope that is implying that they are planning on implementing some of these suggestions, like a battle log, which I think is important. Features, and I don't care. I've seen feedback from some, that they don't want their theory crafts to be shown. You know what? I appreciate that some people have secrets. You don't want to share what you use, but your secrets to me are less important than the integrity of this game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you have teams you want to hide. Now, as far as like in the middle of the battle, don't show what was used until the Grand Arena is over. Show it during the review phase, because if somebody does one battle, you see that they've used their Darth Revan, then you know Darth Revan's not on the back wall, right? So you have to show it after the phase. So if that's the concern by some people, show it after the attack phase concludes, show it during the review phase. But look, your secrets are not as important as the integrity of this game is. I'm sorry. It's just not. I'm not going to apologize for that. It's just me. We're currently evaluating our potential options to deal with cheating in future releases. As our thinking develops on it, we'll update you on our efforts. Please do, Capital Games. Please, absolutely do. I don't think this is an issue that we're going to let go of. We have, in response to recent events, expanded our tech that we use to detect some forms of cheating, and further expansion will remain high priority for the foreseeable future. This will likely not result in a single large anti-cheating release, but will instead be a regular part of our releases as we evolve and defend against future threats. Please keep giving feedback. So, again, kind of a whole lot of nothing. They're acknowledging the issue. They're saying that they're working on it. They're saying we're giving out new tech, but they're not really telling us what that means. And so to me, it's like, all right, good. I'm glad that you're working on it. I'm glad you gave us words. But let's see some progress, and then I think a lot of us will feel better. So I don't know. I think the battle logs is going to be a big part of putting our minds at ease on this and helping them in that process. I would hope that they've been working on getting tech for this for a long time, and so I'm curious, like what tech, like what changed? I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but I do feel really good about having battle logs, and I know a lot of you guys do too. Bugs and issues. There are some hiccups with Grand Arena Championships during the inaugural exhibition that we fixed. Blah 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 blah. We have managed to reduce soft locks during fleet and character battles, but there is persistent soft lock that still rarely occurs during character battles. That is still being investigated. Cool. Grand Arena Championship starts next week. Here's the schedule. That's good to know. So 8/19. Let's see. 8/19 is Monday. Okay, so we're starting on Monday. That's fantastic. I will be in Germany. This means that I will try to find a way to live stream Grand Arena from Germany. That's going to be fun. We'll see how that works. Hopefully the internet's good enough. If you haven't heard, I'm going to Gamescom for Battlefront 2. Really exciting stuff. The future. Ending here. Our goal right now is to make regular changes to championships for the foreseeable future. The next round of changes we will likely center on improving scoring to promote more balanced play and updating our feats. We want to regularly improve Grand Arena Championships is a measured, incremental way to make sure that we don't break stuff that is working. Good. That's something to be aware of. Don't overwhelm the experience by changing too many things at once. We are going to be regularly soliciting feedback through Q&As, blah, blah, blah. We want GAC to be great. So, very positive post. I'm really happy about a lot of this. The cheating stuff kind of feels like a whole lot of, just hot air to me for now, but I also don't know what else they'd be able to really give us. They're not going to be able to change stuff dramatically overnight. And so I look at it as, okay, good. You're acknowledging it. That's good. You've acknowledged it twice now in the last week or so. I'm going to wait and see what they do. I really think we need battle logs. I'm really excited about how they are handling non-participation. I think that's positive. But more than anything, I'm really happy to see how much of a priority Grand Arena Championships is for the devs still. I was really worried that this cheating thing might change that, or we might see a long time until we get our next Grand Arena Championship. And with how stale this game feels right now, we need something like this in the game, and so having that next week is fantastic. So thank you, CG. By and large, CG, you and me, we've had our issues. You know, I've had a few things to say, and I'm happy. You know, I'm happy with this post. So thank you very much for addressing this. I'm going to wait and see on a few things, but by and large, I think this is a good thing. So what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. Who's excited for Malik? Anxious to hear who's going to get Malik. I'm not really I didn't really hit on that super heavy in this video because obviously he's coming. We all know this by now, and so I'm gonna make a video talking through the strategy that I should push out to you guys tomorrow morning. All right, guys, hope you have a great day, and as always, my brothers, don't forget
my dead body. Sorry about the mess.